I got this amazing question from Julie. She was getting frustrated because she couldn't get her camera in focus on that main focal point. She tried so many different things and she just couldn't get it right, which is so frustrating when you go out for a shoot, come back, look on the computer, and everything is soft. So I'm going to give you 8 tips and a little bonus tip at the end on what I do to get my camera nice and tack sharp on my subject. So let's get to it. Hi, I'm Janice Sullivan from Sullivan J Photography, and this is the place where we talk about macro and landscape photography, post-processing, equipment, behind the scenes, you name it, and we will chat about it. And yes, today is all about getting your camera in focus. We're gonna dive in deep so you can get that sharp focus in your camera. The most important tip I could give you, I'm going to give it to you right now, and that is setting your diopter. Your diopter is the small little knob on the back of your eyepiece, and what you do is you look at your eyepiece, you look through the lens, and you change this diopter to make sure that everything inside your camera is nice and sharp. So when you see your exposure meter, everything is tack sharp. From then on, you can go ahead and start focusing on your main points. If that's messed up, everything's going to be blown out. Tip 2, manual mode. Especially if you're shooting macro. This is a macro lens. The closer you get to your subject, the harder it is for your lens to actually get the focus correct. You may think that it's correct, but it really has a hard time and it bounces back and forth. So my suggestion is to take it off of autofocus and put it into manual mode, and then with this set you can actually look through your camera and turn and make sure that the subject that you're shooting for is nice and sharp. The third tip is totally opposite. What I suggest you do is, instead of having it on manual mode, put it on autofocus. And once you have it on autofocus, you will hone in on your subject, and then you will push the shutter button halfway if this is the way you have it, and then shoot. The actual lens will get it nice and sharp. So that works good for close up and far away. But I want to give you an extra tip. This is what I do. Normally cameras you push halfway and it locks it in. I change my focus lock button to a button that's on the back of my camera. This way, when I'm sitting here and I'm looking at a subject and I'm like, wow, that's really cool, all I gotta do is push on this lock button that I've changed, lock it and shoot, lock it and shoot. Look at your manual and do that. I guarantee it's going to help you 110%. Tip 4 is using the back of your camera. View what you're seeing, your focus on your subject, and then go twice, double it up to bring it up really close, and then manually focus with the lens. So that works really well. Unfortunately, when you focus using the back of this and it's a bright sunny day, it could be a big problem. My suggestion is just bring something with you, a towel, a sheet. I use black velvet. Drape it over. You'll be able to see the back of this and be able to get really in close and then manually change up your focus point. Tip 5 is to go ahead and change your f-stop in your camera to, say, f22, f16. With that, it gives you a little bit more depth of field. Be careful though, when you go past to f32, it actually gets blurry. What I suggest is definitely go up to f22 and get a little bit more depth of field, a little bit more in focus, and that will help you. But I do want to let you know, as you go up to those numbers, the high numbers, you're making the aperture in here very small. That means you're going to need more light into your camera to get a good exposure. You're going to have to bump up your ISO, or you're going to have to make your shutter speed go slower, cha-ching instead of cha-ching. Just to let you know, those are great to give you more depth of field, more feeling of in focus, but you got to watch out for the light situation. The 6th tip is adding light just for focusing. This right here is actually a daylight light. Now, of course, this is something that needs to be plugged in, but What's nice about this, if you're indoors and you want to do something dramatic, add the light, focus, and then take it away and you're set. What you can do when you're outdoors is get a good flashlight, hone in to where you really want to focus the camera, and then take the light away and you'll get that great focus. So the 7th tip is actually calibrating your camera. Sometimes the manufacturers may get the focus out of whack inside your camera, so you can actually calibrate your camera with your lens. I've never done this before. My Canon's been perfect, but I will put a link down below to give you the tools to calibrate your camera, because if all the others are not working, that's the next tip that you need to try. And the 8th tip is, if the calibration doesn't work, then it's time to get your lens in to the manufacturer so they can look at it. I've had this actually happen to me where my lens was off. So they take the lens, they revamp it, and I swear it sounds better, it clicks better, it moves better. I would definitely check out your manufacturer and send your lens on over, and I bet you that will help you too. And your bonus tip that I absolutely love, when people say, wow, Janice, you are tack sharp, your stuff is so sharp, it's because I've tethered my camera to my computer. I do it in a studio environment, actually hook up a cord to my camera to the actual computer, and I can see everything nice and big. When I'm outdoors, I love to use the Cam Ranger. With this Cam Ranger, it is so cool. You can hook this up to your phone or your iPad, and then what you'll do is you'll get in really close on the phone and the iPad. You can get up close and then manually adjust your lens, and bam, you've got a great, awesome image. The tethering is absolutely perfect when you really want to get up nice and sharp. The Cam Ranger is about 300, something like that. But I'm telling you, that is what really helps me get things nice and sharp. If you want to go to that next level of sharpness, this is a really cool buy. If you have questions, don't forget to ask below. And if you like the video, how about a thumbs up? If you want information on equipment and the latest Macro Chat live show, follow the arrows. Remember that 1,000 words does make a difference. I'm Janice Sullivan from Sullivan J Photography, and I help you get up close and personal with your camera. Have a great day. Cheers.